Hi, this is Mary Murata. I'm with the Leominster Historical Society. Today I'm here with filming. Ron Gerard is filming an interview with us. Ron Gerard is with the Leominster Historical Commission. We're here today with Claude Chapdelaine, who is the owner of Cado.
Cado and the Union Product Division also.
And Union Products was the company that first started making the pink plastic flamingos. The design came up in 1957, was the first pink plastic flamingo, and Cado Products is still making them today, and proud to be saying it, right?
Absolutely. Everybody loves the pink flamingo.
And so, Claude, when did the Union Products stop making the pink plastic flamingos?
They went out of business approximately 10 years ago. I'm not sure of the exact date, but it was approximately 10 years ago. And they had financial difficulties and they had to close the factory. And a company in New York who was in the plastic business wanted to get into the blow molding business, and they approached Union Products and bought all of their rights, all of their products and tooling and equipment, and moved it to Rome, New York.
Okay, and was Cado already a manufacturing company at the time?
Yes, I've been in the blow molding business for the last 20 years. My parents actually started the business, but we were strictly mold makers. We were making molds for the plastic industry in Leominster. Oh. And 20 years ago, I moved the business here to Fitchburg because I needed more room. I wanted to expand into molding plastic products, which I did. And that's why I ended up by purchasing the Union Product Company from the people in New York about 8 years ago. As I said, they had bought it and moved it to New York, but the owner passed away and his family did not wish to continue in the plastic business. And we had a connection to them. We were doing some molding for them to help them out. And we offered to buy it all back. And they agreed to that, so we did, and we moved it back here to Fitchburg. Wow. Approximately 10 years ago.
That's great. Now, we were talking about pink plastic flamingos, and we're estimating how many maybe we sell a year?
Oh, we probably sell in the neighborhood of 50,000 of them a year.
Oh my. And you make different kinds of flamingos besides pink ones?
Well, we make different colors. We make a blue one, which they call the Flamingo, and we also make a purple one, kind of on special order. The purple, for some reason, is a popular color with a lot of college people.
Oddly enough, tonight at the City Hall is Paint Your Town Purple tonight.
So, yes, it's an appropriate color to be talking about.
We do make them in purple also.
And black?
We make a black flamingo, but we refer to it as a zombie flamingo because we kind of changed the head somewhat, the head and the neck area of it.
Oh, okay.
We added fangs to it to make it a little more Halloweenish, shall we say. And we added some veins to the neck, so it gives it a little bit of a different look, but it's basically the same bird.
That's interesting. So you must have graphics designers or sculptors or someone who...
Well, we have a sculptor on staff. Matter of fact, his name's Phil Cody, who many people in Leominster may know.
We're familiar with Phil Cody's work.
Phil Cody, you know.
Yes, Phil Cody has been working together with me for the last 50 years.
Wow.
Well, that's
we've
wonderful.
been together since we were young people. He was previously married to my sister, but is now divorced. But that's how the connection is there. And he still works with me on a part-time basis. He works a few hours a week, and just to keep his hand in it. And he makes a lot of models for us and does all our modeling work.
That's great. I think your designs have a lot of personality in their faces, in their activity, and that must come from that kind of care and craftsmanship.
Well, he's very good at what he does. Very good.
Now the Cado company comes from it from the website says there were 3 companies originally that got merged together.
Well, not exactly.
Okay.
The original name from the company when my parents started was the Chapdelaine Tool Company.
Ah,
And like I said, we just made molds. And I took it over about 30 years ago. My dad retired, and I kept the company going in Leominster, but we were just making molds. And then I decided I wanted to get into the molding business, so I moved here to Fitchburg because I found this building that suited my needs here. And I changed the name at that time. There were personal reasons for changing the name, but I came up with the name Cado because that was my grandfather's nickname. We are from Quebec originally, whole family, and in Canada my grandfather was known as Cado, and I kind of changed it around a little bit, the spelling, just because I was trying to come up with a new name, so I decided, well, I'll name it after my grandfather.
that's wonderful.
And that's how the name came about, really.
That's
There's
great.
a history behind the name Cado, but it's a long history, but that's how the name came about. And then like I said, we bought the Union Product name, and we also bought another company, the Fantasia Marketing Company, which makes a lot of novelty type stuff. And we use all 3 names in our sales efforts.
Oh, okay,
So
good.
that's why you see it appear online and in advertising and whatever.
So Union Product still exists in a way.
That's correct.
It's a,
That's
as a
correct.
portion of
We
the
bought the rights to the
manufacturing.
name and the rights to the name of Don Featherstone, which is a Don Featherstone Flamingo. And he's the one that designed basically, as far as I know, just about all of the lawn and garden products that Union Product used to make.
Did he?
Yeah.
Do you make any other Union products?
Oh yes,
Traditional.
Well, we
besides
make
the flamingos?
we make a lot of their planters. You know, you can see them on a shelf over there. We get
Oh,
a lamb
yeah.
planter and a cow planter, and there are various watering cans that we still make that they designed and started.
Yep.
I can remember back in the 60s when my grandfather had the house on 7th Street. He had some Union Products, little ducks and chickens and stuff like
Right.
that on the front lawn. And I believe you might have made those at Union Products, correct?
We don't have the molds for some of the products. When the company closed, a lot of the molds they went to scrap.
Okay.
And because they were cleaning out the factory before the gentleman in New York bought it,
Yeah.
so a lot of it went away. We still make a lot of their Christmas products, the snowman and the
Yeah.
Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus, and he has some gingerbread people and gingerbread trees.
I can remember
And-
doing mini 12-hour shifts at the old
Right.
Union Products plant, making that, yeah.
Yeah, and we make a lot of the Halloween stuff, like the cauldrons were a big item for them. We still make all the cauldrons that they used to
Yeah.
make.
I read they're special because they don't have a hole in it. So
That's correct.
It can be used
there
to.
are competitors, but the competitors all have a hole in the bottom, and that's primarily the way it's manufactured.
Yep.
We manufacture it a little different. It's a little more work to do it the way we do, but there's no hole in the bottom. And the buyers, as far as at the retail level, they like that there's no hole.
It could be used for different things.
Yeah, a lot of the bigger cauldrons they use for apple dunking and that sort of thing.
Oh, apple dunking.
And
I love that.
so you can't have a hole in the bottom of it, otherwise you can't put water in it.
Nope. So you must use an awful lot of, you call it resin,
Plastic resin, yes.
plastic resin
Yes.
for all your manufacturing.
Oh yes, you go through hundreds of thousands of pounds a year.
Where does it come from?
Well, we buy through brokers. It's
Okay.
primarily a lot of this material is manufactured down in Louisiana and Texas.
Okay.
There are a lot of plastic manufacturing companies down there,
Mm-hmm.
and that manufacture the resin. We actually buy it through local brokers in the area,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how it's
Yeah, I
handled.
used to make the resin at, I think it was Gary Chemical, but there was a place on
Gary Chemical used to make material, but they didn't make the kind of material that we use.
There was one place I had made, I can't quite remember the name, but they used to make the little pallets right off of Prospect Street. There's a place right in that area that does that.
There is up Prospect Street, but I don't believe they make. What we use is high density polyethylene.
Okay, all
It's primarily a plastic that's used in all kinds of housewares,
Right.
general housewares and drinkware and picnic sets and that sort of thing. Same material as that. That's not manufactured in this area because
Okay.
this is manufactured by the billions of pounds a year,
wow.
and it takes a very large corporation to manufacture and handle that. A lot of these smaller companies that manufacture plastic around the Lumsden-Fitchburg area are specialty manufacturers, specialized materials, like for wire, that's flame retardant materials. The Gary Chemical that you mentioned,
Yeah.
they made a flame retardant material for coating wires
Oh,
and that sort of thing, which is done in much smaller batches, but that's more the history of the local manufacturing people
yeah.
versus what we buy.
And your plastic, your resin comes in all these colors, comes to you that way, or do you
No,
color
it comes
yourself?
in just a natural color, which is what milk bottles look like. A milk
Okay.
bottle is made out of a plastic that's natural, no color added. We buy our material by truckloads, and tanker trucks come in and put it into a silo, and we color it. We add the color to it ourselves.
So are pink plastic flamingos a special color of pink?
Well, yeah, everybody has their own colors.
That was a kind of a trick question, I guess, huh?
It's a special color in a sense that it has to be UV inhibited.
Okay.
So because you put them outside and you don't want them to lose their color.
Yeah.
So we have it specially formulated for our use. It's basically a pink color, which a lot of people use various shades of pinks, but ours has a UV inhibitor in it
Yeah.
because of it's outside.
Wow. Do you make any glow-in-the-dark things?
No.
No?
No. We tried it, but we're not that proficient in it, so
Yeah.
we stay away from glow in the dark.
What's the most unusual, do you think, the work, job that you've had to produce out of plastic? You think anything weird?
Not really. I've never
Yeah.
made anything that you would consider weird. I will show you something that I just recently made, and it's a mermaid.
Oh, it is.
And
Look at that.
there's a hole in the bottom, and there's a hole on top, and it's for putting beer in to drink. Popular with the college crowd.
Can you do that again?
It's a mermaid beer mug.
It's a mermaid.
Here, let's see. This is cool. See it? We can see her. See, she's got this is her wonderful tail, and she's swimming upwards. And we fill this up and fill it up with Budweiser, right?
There you go.
And then we drink it this way, like that. That's a pretty unusual
That's kind
design.
of the most, unusual thing we've made.
And then can we put it on a table or it falls over? No, you have to drink it.
You have to
You
drink it.
can't put it down. You have to drink it.
You have to drink it all. It'll leak out. But we make all kinds of products. As far as a company, we make all kinds of products here. I mean, we make what you see up there on the shelves. We make cushions for military application, for uniforms, for knee pads and elbow pads, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
We make a number of containers for the medical industry, for blood products and that sort of thing. We make all kinds of things besides, the Flamingo and their related products.
Yeah.
Do you have your own clean room up here?
No, we don't have a clean room for anything. The medical application bottles that we make don't require a clean room. We're not set up for a clean room. Blow molding is kind of, I want to say, sort of messy. When you make a blow molded product, there's a lot of excess plastic all around the product that has to be trimmed off, and it has to be ground up right away so we can reuse it. We grind it up into small flakes, and we add it with the new material. and that creates a lot of dust that we have to control. So we're not really set up for doing a clean room type of operation.
All the jobs you just described, I worked in a clean room environment up by the Walmart in Leominster. They had a shop
Yeah.
set up just for medical.
Right.
I worked there a number of months, and then I had worked in the other place you had just mentioned. Grinding plastic when I was at E.B. Kingman's. That's what my primary job was
Yeah.
back in the '70s. Grinding material that was rejected. So you're bringing back a lot of memories to me. That ain't good.
So Claude, are you happy to be making something that Leominster considers like identifiable?
I get a charge out of going into stores and seeing my products there. We sell them to a lot of different retailers, like Ace Hardware is a large customer of ours, and the True Value stores, we sell a lot of products to them. So you go into those types of stores on a regular basis to buy stuff, and you see your products there. Yeah, it's fun to see.
Yeah. Do people come in with custom orders like we were talking about the purple ones?
Well, we do get requests for special colors, but unless they want to buy, several thousand at a time,
Okay.
it's too expensive to set up a molding machine with a special color and all of that sort of thing. So we don't get into it. If it's a new customer that own their own product, because we make products for people who own their own tooling to make the item, and they're willing to pay extra to get their own colors, we do that.
Isn't that
But
interesting?
there's a cost involved, and a lot of times people don't want to pay the extra cost,
Yeah.
so it doesn't happen.
Well, it has to be efficient, has to fit in
Right.
their budget and everything. Do you get a lot of new ideas a lot of new clients, let's say every year asking for different,
We have
Special
people
products.
calling us on a regular basis. Blow molding was a low end, I want to say, type of molding to make inexpensive products
Yeah.
over the years, and a lot of that has gone away. We're one of the few that do what we do. We get calls from all around the country from people who want novelty items, such as this, mermaid, and they can't find anybody to make it because it's all overseas, and a lot of people getting started with a new product don't necessarily want to go to overseas. So they find us online and they call us and they come in, and that happens, on a regular basis. Several times a month, people are coming in here with a new idea that they want to have made. Unfortunately for them, they don't understand up front what's involved and the
Yeah.
expense that's involved, because to make tooling and to get samples and all of that, it's a very expensive proposition.
yeah.
And for individual people to have an idea like an amateur inventor, it's very difficult.
Right.
So we deal mostly with other companies that, like in the medical containers, they approach us and we make it for them, and the cost is not a big deal to them. They just want a product.
Yeah.
And whatever that cost is, they're willing to pay it.
Yeah.
So we get a lot of customers that way. We get a few individuals, like this mermaid. This was done by a young woman out of California. She works in the plastic industry. She got this idea, and she wanted it made, and it was quite expensive, but she was willing to spend the money.
Yeah.
And we made a run of 5,000 pieces just recently. I don't know how it's going for her. We shipped them to her. I don't know, but hopefully it's going well.
Well, we'll be looking for them on eBay.
So,
So, Cado's been around for
the business was started in 1957. by my
57.
father.
They're just the same year as the
That's right.
Flamingo
That's right.
invention. And were you working for it like your whole life?
My entire life, I started working side by side with my dad in Leominster in a small shop when I was 13 years old. I worked after school, and then he showed me how to make molds, and I worked with him for about 25 years, side by side, making just molds. Then he retired, and I kept the company going in Leominster for a few more years, and then I decided to get into the molding end of it also, and that's when I moved here to Fitchburg.
Was that a big challenge for you to go from making molds to actually molding products? as
No,
a businessman?
because I was involved with molders,
Yeah.
for all my life actually. When we made molds, I had to go into molding factories to tweak molds, new molds that we made,
Okay.
that we sent to them. And when they got them started, you'd go in and watch the mold get started up in case there were any issues with the mold. And sometimes the molds, while they were running, they'd have an issue, and you could fix it right in the molding machine without taking the mold out and bringing it back to your shop. So I would do that. I had more like my doctor's toolkit to fix molds, and
Yeah.
you get a call and they'd say, well, we have this minor problem, can you fix it right in the machine? So I would go there and fix it right in the machines.
That's
And
great.
so I knew what the actual molding of the product was all about.
Okay.
I had seen it, and had worked with them very closely, so it wasn't a big deal for me to migrate into getting some molding machines and doing the molding.
That's good. That's good. Do you have a partner who's away today?
I do, and he handles the administration of the company primarily and the sales
And
for the
that's
company.
his name?
His name is Bruce Zarozny.
Okay, good.
And we've
Bruce
been
is in here
partners now
today.
for 17, 18 years.
And he's in Vegas this week?
He's in Las Vegas at the National Hardware Show because we do a lot of business with the hardware chains.
Yeah, that's
So-
good. And how many people do you employ?
We have approximately 40 people. It varies. It goes up and down. It can be from 40 to 50 people over 3 shifts. We operate around the clock, 24 hours a day,
Wow.
5 days a week, Monday through Friday. And that encompasses the 3 shifts.
Right. And so how much do you think you make a year in terms of how many products do you think you make? Do you have any tonnage or...
No, I
Idea
don't.
like
I
that?
mean, we probably have 100 different products that we make.
Yeah.
Between the union product, the Fantasia, and what we call our custom molding for other people.
Okay.
There's probably at least 100 different products that we make.
That's great. So the future looks good.
It does. It is challenging.
Yeah.
Costs are constantly going up, so it is a challenge.
Yeah.
Like I said, these are lower priced products, and there's just so much you can get for a product that we
Right.
make like this. So when the costs keep going up, it is very difficult to stay competitive and make a profit. But it's the business I'm in,
Yeah.
and we deal with it.
And you're diversifying
And so
with
right
different,
now it's
different companies and different...
Yeah, it's good. It's a good business. Hopefully it'll stay a good business, but you never know what tomorrow brings.
You never
So,
know.
and I'm at an age now where I'm about ready to retire. I've been doing it for a long time. I'm 74 years old,
Yeah.
and you don't know what life brings when you get to that age.
I'm planning your retirement party. We'll flamingo your yard for you.
Yeah.
How many flamingos do I need to flamingo your yard, do you suppose?
It'll probably be 75.
Okay, should I put in an order now?
But a lot of people do that. We get a lot of people that call us and tell us what they're doing. They buy the flamingos, and a lot of people see us online and they like to talk to us because we make the flamingo. People know the Don Featherstone name, and when they do call us, they request to know, is this the original flamingo? And say, yes, it is. It still has his name on the bird, and people get all excited about that.
It's getting to be quite a collectible on its
It
all
is,
of its
it
own.
is.
People are remembering the history of what they look like first, and some people can tell you by looking at them when they were made and stuff, by the way they were made. It's pretty interesting.
Well, it is. I mean, it's a fun business. It's a fun product to make. It's all the planners that we make that go with the union product line. People like it. It's just fun
They're
stuff.
really neat. They're nice. You got some
So-
good strawberry pots over there.
Yes.
Yeah.
We make strawberry jars, which was a union product item.
Uh-huh.
We make the penguin that's down below there. It's a lot of fun stuff.
This is great.
So it's a fun business. I
Yeah.
like it for that reason.
Yeah.
You get into more complicated items that we make for other people. It's more technical. It's not as much fun. It's business, but the union product line and the Fantasia line, those are fun things to make.
Now you said over the phone that I talked to you, you're currently not making the Flamingo today?
No, as a matter of fact, I'm only running one machine because we're shut down to do maintenance this week.
Okay.
We're transitioning right now to making all the Halloween and Christmas stuff, so before we got into it, I shut down for the week because we just got behind on our maintenance and it had to be done. I'm only running one item. I believe we're running the snowman with the penguin, which is a Union product item. I mean, if you want to see that being made,
Could
you're welcome
I
to
film
it.
a little bit of it while they're making it?
Oh yeah, you can film it.
Well, look at his little eyes.
Yeah.
Are his little eyes plastic?
They are.
And do you make them?
No.
Do you buy them and
Nope.
glue them on there, right? Little like googly eyes,
Right.
yeah. He's beautiful. He's quite handsome. He's like an emperor penguin, but he doesn't have the yellow belly, you know.
No.
So he's like just a very large regular penguin with black feet
Now, do you,
and wonderful
do you,
yellow eyes, bright yellow
on
eyes.
the penguin, do you usually can you turn it this way? Do you have the logo on the bottom side of it? The logo and the information?
No.
Okay.
There's nothing.
Because I noticed on the Pink Flamingo, you have all that information on the Pink Flamingo.
Well, I've got information, you know, because it's in a box.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for, Mary.
It says Union Products Inc., Leominster, Mass.
Wait a minute,
01455.
Let me zero in there. Hang on a minute.
Zeroing in,
Okay.
counting 10.
Go, I'm good.
9.
I'm good.
Okay, good.
I can get you.
He's funny.
What I can get you
I love
is
him.
a snowman all painted up. That if you want to take
Yeah.
a
That'd be
video of
great.
it right now, and then you'll see it being made because
Okay.
it's not painted.
Oh,
that's
that
We're not
would be
painting them. We're
neat.
just molding them.
Yeah.
But I'm good at what?
Look at this shell. This is cool colored plastic. It's like iridescent.
So, Mary, I'm just letting the camera roll right here.
Would make a really nice planter. Oh, and look at the goose.
Mary, you want to hold that goose up in front of the camera?
This is a watering can. And he looks like a goose. He looks like an angry goose. The kind that chases the dog. Arr! Right? Honk, honk, like that.
Okay.
See his little eyes? They're so cute. I like them because they would sparkle outside if you had it outside. And we have swans. And we have King Kong back there. Plastic King Kong. Let's see a purple flamingo. I've never seen a purple one. This is news. This is new to me.
Hey, maybe
Look at him.
See if we can bring one back for the city of
Isn't he
tonight.
beautiful? I like purple. I know, huh? For tonight.
Ask him that. Maybe he'll let us have one. Can
Can I have a purple one?
there any chance we can get a purple Pink Flamingo for the mayor show tonight?
And he looks like they used to make a bank like this, you know. You could put the penny in his hand, and he would put it in his inside. There they are.
Yeah.
So apparently we're making some plastic parts for Reebok sneakers. And there are these nice shiny bits. Very nice. He wants to keep going back here.
Okay, so we're gonna go. I'm gonna look camera back
He's
over.
cool. So here we are looking at
It's a snowman with a penguin
a snowman with a penguin.
and a carrot nose. That's a Union product item that came when we bought Union product. Goes way, way back, as all their products do. And in a little while, we're going to go down into the molding room, and you'll see it actually being made.
I'm going to turn him around so you can get an idea of the intricacy of the production here. Has a light inside, so we have to have a place for the light to be. And the penguin is molded right into the snowman. And they both have a very jolly smile on their face. We've got the red and the black going. It's really neat. All right.
What's that?
Hi.
you?
Oh,
Hi, my name is Mary.
Nice to meet you, Veronica.
Veronica?
Yeah.
This is Veronica. What is Veronica doing here?
I got it for the snowman. Maybe this place better, Loki.
what happens when the pot comes out, there's excess plastic all around it. And that has to be trimmed off.
Yeah. It's very hot. So she's wearing gloves.
Right. No flamingo.
Softening off the edges, making sure that there's no little sharp
You wanna put it in your house? You wanna put it in your house?
Bring it to my house?
Yeah.
No thanks, I got one. But this is what he looks like without his nose and without the color,
That's how it comes out of the machine.
and the hole is still filled up too. How long does it take for it to come out of the machine? More than 2 minutes?
2 minutes like
2 minutes.
That's good.
Are we waiting for one?
we are.
We are? Here comes the new one. How many of these do you think you make every day?
220, 25.
220 or 25? These snowman penguin combinations here with the light inside.
That's an 8 hours. 8 hours. Now, how old is he?
That's a 1985.
Everything's all good.
Woo! That's cool.
Well, it does every now and then, but it's all part of manufacturing.
I bet.
All of that, then right there, it comes out to the plate.
Yeah?
So that's actually,
But that's not cool.
chops it all up. Oh, it's a warehouse. I've got a room in the warehouse. Not paying for it. Trying to pay them to do my thing.
Mary Murata. I'm with the Leominster Historical Society, and Ron Gerard is here, and we've been talking with Claude Chapdelaine about Cado products and the pink plastic flamingo that is made under the Union Products name. And there's a Cado products sign, and go to their website to find out more about them. Have a good day, everybody.